There's a reason why intuitive eating hasn't worked so far for you. Hey, I'm Julie Duffy Dillon. I'm here walking my dog Doug, and I've been thinking about you because I know you have tried every diet. You have tried it probably many times, even when it hurt. You probably have been told that you have to lose weight to manage your PCOS or your insulin resistance,
Ducky.
um, your blood sugar, maybe your weight, and you have tried and tried and tried. Maybe you found intuitive eating because someone said there was this other option. I love how intuitive eating has opened up the options for us to find a new way to eat that gives us some structure. But after working with people for about 25 years on non-diet ways of eating, I have found some big blocks that are really common, and they could be preventing you from being able to move away from dieting and using something like intuitive eating. A word about intuitive eating first. Intuitive eating is just one non-diet tool. It happens to be the one that was like the first one I found to help clients move away from diets. I read it for the first time in 2003 and started really focusing on intuitive eating in 2004, 2005. After a good 20 years of focusing just on intuitive eating, I have found some patterns, some things that often will block you from being able to access this tool. So first and foremost, one thing I know about intuitive eating is it's been co-opted by the diet industry. So a lot of the terms that you'll learn about permission and acceptance, about there's no good or bad foods, things like that, those are all phrases that the diet industry also use to promote their products, which is really shitty because they are all doing those things. Number two, intuitive eating may not be a tool for everyone. That's okay. I think it's important for us to have as many tools as possible from as many different perspectives to throw into the non-diet toolbox. So then you have options. I love options. I have a book called Find Your Food Voice. That is an option. There's also Anti-Diet Latina. And of course, we also have Live Nourished. There are many, many, many others as well that I highly recommend to kind of get you started. And yeah, so just keep that in mind. If you find that intuitive eating isn't working for you, and maybe it's just not the right non-diet tool for you. All right, ready for number three? Number three is a doozy. Here's the thing about the diet industry. It is really sexy on how it delivers this seductive fantasy that when you start dieting, this is the last time you're ever going to be miserable. It's the last time you're ever going to be shamed at the doctor's office. It's the last time you're ever going to be passed over for a promotion or a relationship. It really promises. I would say it over promises and under delivers, but we'll get to that. But I do think it's important to name that hopeful buzz that is so warm and cozy, and frankly seductive. So the diet industry sells us the seductive fantasy. It's not reality, but it makes us feel so hopeful. And if we neglect that side of things, if we don't honor the things that the diet industry promises, it's going to really continue to scam us. All right, number four. This is a hard one for me to say, but I think it's also a big block on why intuitive eating often doesn't work for folks. And number four is that the diets, whichever one you try, honestly, any of them, low calorie, changing your macros, eating at certain times of the day, plant-based, carnivore, no gluten, no dairy, any of them, they all have short-term positive outcomes. Literally every single diet study I've ever read shows that it improves health for the short term. And I think if we just say diets are bad, which they are, we're forgetting the nuance that they do provide these short-term positive outcomes. When you are finding that intuitive eating or any other non-diet tool is not working for you, you may be forgetting to just honor that, you know what, diets do things for me in the short term. And those short-term goals may be enough for you to keep dieting. Honestly, they may be enough. And also, I don't get to decide for you. You get to decide what to do with your body. And you know what? You may find that doing a diet short term helps give you access to something that you need, or safety, or just to feel a little bit more safe in your skin for a little bit. And you know what? That's your responsibility, not mine. That's your choice. So I think it's important to have informed consent, that it probably is going to lead to some other things that we'll talk about in a second, but the short-term goals may be enough for you. All right, I don't remember what number we're at. I think it's number 6. It may be number 5, but who cares? So the other reason that I have in mind about why intuitive eating is probably not working for you is that you blame yourself when it stops working. So let me break this down for you. We have over 100 years of research on weight science and diets. And we have been able to see, again, for over 100 years now, that long-term diets actually don't support promoting health for most people. And they're not a tool that helps people lose weight long-term. What does long-term mean? That's 2 to 5 years post starting the diet. Here's where it gets in the way of your intuitive eating experience. When that long-term consequence hits, which those are like worsened health, weight gain, weight regain, and then regaining even more, those happen so long after you did the diet that I know you're blaming yourself for the diet not working instead of blaming the diet, because it'd been over 2 years. So it's natural to be like, well, it's my fault. I should have just kept dieting, or I let myself go, whatever bullshit that you've been told to believe. And what the diet industry has gotten away with is the fact that when we have these short-term outcomes, it gets to own all the results. But when you have these long-term consequences, we blame ourselves, when it's just the diet's fault. So here's the last step. I want you to map out a timeline of your life. Yes, this is a big ask. I realize I may lose you here, but this is really, really important if you want to make things like intuitive eating work. Map it out. Make a timeline. And with this timeline, I want you to put down all your big life events. Milestone birthdays, when you graduated, when you had your first partner, some first experiences, maybe even some negative ones too. Put those all on that timeline, and then insert all the diets you tried, because I have a feeling, especially around those big events, you remember. And then I want you to count them up. How many? How many diets have you tried? Is it enough? Do you have enough data yet? Because with each diet, you probably had similar hooks, similar hopeful, seductive fantasies that started the spark to make you want to diet, and then similar short-term outcomes and similar long-term consequences. Do you get what I'm saying here? I want you to do the work of being your own historian, where you hold all that together and look for these patterns and themes. And when you get that seductive glance from the diet industry, when you feel that hopeful buzz, those sparks that make you want to diet, you pull out that list. And honor, there could be some short-term outcomes. And remember the long-term consequences. Because the diet industry, if there's one that they always do, is they overpromise and underdeliver. It's not going to be different next time. You have enough data. You have enough data. If you want more practical tips like this, check out the Find Your Food Voice book. It's on sale now.